Welcome to the Danger Room. Y'all, I am excited to get into this. My name is Levi. I'm Levi McKenzie, and we will be talking about this wicked holiday. And the question is, can Christians celebrate Halloween or not? That's the question, right? So we're gonna get into this, but before we dig into that, there is a video that I want us to watch real quick.
The truth about Halloween. Halloween is the highest day on the satanic calendar. It is also the night of the year where there is the most human sacrifice on the whole planet. If we look at it in let's call it the popular culture aspect first, so many people think Halloween is about candy and it's about dress up, but they don't question the meaning behind it. In a neighborhood or an area, there's homes that celebrate Halloween. That whole perimeter becomes one big satanic ritual for that whole neighborhood.
You're saying my neighborhood right now is cooked? Like, what are you saying there?
Whether they're Christian or non-Christian, that have open doors, that moves or lives in a neighborhood like that will be affected. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so what do we do as Christians?
Firstly, we make sure that we are in righteous standing with God, that we do not have any hidden sin or open doors in our life, that we are in a righteous covenant with Him. So if we can get there, that is a very good place to start. And then it is about praying, like being in serious prayer, that people who celebrate Halloween, whether they're being a Satanist or an atheist or someone having fun, that whilst they're doing that they will actually have a true encounter with Christ.
Wow. So that is amazing, because that is an ex-Satanist, but now he is a disciple of Christ, a man of God, right? So let's get right into the origin. Halloween's origins date back to the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. The Celts who lived 2,000 years ago celebrated their new year on November 1st. This day marked the end of summer and the harvest and the beginning of winter, a time of year that was often associated with human death. The Celts believed that on the night before the new year, the boundary between the worlds of the living and the dead became blurred. On the night of October 31st, they celebrated Samhain, when it was believed that the ghosts of the dead returned to earth. They would celebrate by honoring the fallen dead who would come back to check in on you. They will leave offerings, aka candy or food. They will leave those things to their deceased loved ones. So this became the Samhain tradition. Dressing up is part of this ritual as well. If you give the appropriate tidings to your ancestors or deceased loved ones, you will receive what you are dressed up as. So you will personify these different spirits in your life. And this is one of the original intentions. In addition to causing trouble and damaging crops, Celts thought the presence of the otherworldly spirits made it easier for the Druids or Celtic priests to predict the future. These prophecies were an important source of comfort during the long, dark winter. Druids, y'all, they're just witches, they're warlocks. Druids built huge sacred bonfires where people gathered to burn crops and animals as sacrifices to Celtic deities. During the celebration, the Celts wore costumes typically made of animal heads and skins and attempted to tell each other's fortunes. Lord, that was a lot. That was a lot to unfold and unpack. There's four things here that I want to touch. One, they are in agreement with familiar spirits. Two, sorcery, witchcraft, right? They're practicing these things. Three, they're making sacrifices to false gods. And four, demon possession. Those 4 points right there should already tell you why am I celebrating this holiday? Joshua 6:18 says, "And you by all means abstain from the accursed things, lest you become accursed when you take of the accursed things, and make the camp of Israel a curse, and trouble it." So as Christian parents, we're taking our children, right, our sons and daughters out into the streets trick-or-treating, not knowing that we're troubling our households. We're bringing the accursed thing back home to our families, to our jobs, to our businesses, our schools, right? We're bringing this back to our house. And now we're wondering why our kids are growing up with depression, anxiety, fear, suicidal thoughts all of a sudden, right? That's because we are going out and partaking in this holiday that promotes fear, that promotes death, is fear driven, right? So now your house is under attack. You got demonic forces is running rampant in your home. Your participation in Halloween is legalization in the devil's eyes, because now what was once illegal to the devil is now legal because of your participation, because of your agreement. The devil was like, oh, he took his kids. They took their kids. Now they're knocking on doors and receiving candy. That's an open door now. It's like I could come right on in. But someone who is not partaking in this holiday, someone who's praying for people on this holiday, there's no access for the devil to come in, because listen, we on the other side, right? We on the right side, which is God's side. Amen. Hosea 4:6 says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because you have rejected knowledge. I also will reject you from being priest for me. Because you have forgotten the law of your God, I also will forget your children." See, there isn't an issue when we lack understanding, or we don't even get understanding of a thing, right? Especially if it opposes who God is. It opposes his character, right? It opposes everything about God, right? So we're opening doors, we're opening portals, we're opening all these things, right? These windows, these eye gates, all these things, and we're allowing it to overrun our lives, to overrun our children's lives. It's like now our children are under bondage at an early age, and a young age, when they don't have to be. They're the ones that are suffering the casualties and the consequences because our parents chose not to celebrate Halloween because it's fun, is to make the kids happy or to spend time with family. But is it worth it? Is it really worth it to bring to bring your kids out just to invite a spirit of fear or a spirit of suicide into your home? Now your marriage is looking crazy. Now your job looks like it's about to fall apart, right? So we're opening these doors. Kids want to dress up as Superman, Batman, Princess and the Frog, whatever, right? It may seem innocent, but the devil's like, they in agreement. They with us. They with us. So it don't even matter. It don't even matter. It may look innocent, but the devil's like, no, I know exactly what I can do now. I have legal access. That door is open. It is it is open. So Christians don't think that trick-or-treating isn't that serious for their kids, or going into haunted houses, right? Knowing that this holiday is based off of fear, is based off of death, right? The skulls, the skeletons, the spiders, and all these things that promote darkness, right? There's rituals and sacrifices being made up to the point of this day, like up all the way up to Halloween. From summer, it's year round. Sacrifices are being made by witches. They prepare early. They prepare early to sacrifice children, babies. Bodies are found on Halloween, the night of and the day after. Numerous kids that we've been looking for years year round. Now they're popping up on Halloween or the day after. Right? So these sacrifices are being made. You're taking your kids to these houses, not knowing who it is behind the candy, giving you the candy. It could be a pedophile. It could be anybody, but you're okay. Go ahead, son. Go ahead, daughter. Not knowing they might have an altar in their living room preparing somebody right now. But you're receiving that candy. You're going to go ahead and receive that candy and open that door up. This all ties into New Age. Crystals, meditation, burning sage, right? Chakras, all these things, it ties it all together. It's all tied together. 1 Corinthians 10:21. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons too. You cannot partake in the table of the Lord and the table of demons too. We cannot mix our faith with darkness. We can't mix holiness with unholiness. The Lord's like, no, it opposes me. It has nothing to do with me. So why partake in it? Why even come into fellowship with it? Ephesians 5:11 says, have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them. So why even come into fellowship with it? The Lord is looking like, they fellowshipping with the enemy. They fellowshipping with the ones that we're supposed to be warring against. They're fellowshipping with the one that rebelled against me. Like that's how the Lord sees it. It's like, dang, you're an enemy now. You don't care about what I like or what I hate. Right? So why represent something that opposes God? Deuteronomy chapter 18. When you enter the land the Lord your God is giving you, be very careful not to imitate the detestable customs of the nations living there. For example, never sacrifice your son or daughter as a burnt offering. And do not let your people practice fortune telling or use sorcery or interpret omens or engage in witchcraft or cast spells or function as mediums or psychics or call forth the spirits of the dead. Anyone who does these things is detestable to the Lord. It is because the other nations have done these detestable things that the Lord your God would drive them out ahead of you. My God. So the Lord says right here in his word to don't even partake. You don't even got to do it. There's so many other days in the year you can spend time with your family. It's like Halloween. Halloween ain't got to be the one. It doesn't have to be. So the question, right? Can Christians celebrate Halloween? Yeah, ain't nobody stopping y'all, but they shouldn't. We shouldn't, right? As the church, it's like, how can the world tell us apart if we're fellowshipping with the world? They're like, oh, they look like us. They wouldn't even know we're Christians. They wouldn't even know that we belong to Jesus because we look like them. So I'm gonna end it with this. I'm gonna end it with a quote from Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan, the author of the Satanic Bible. He's the author and the founder. He said, I'm glad that the Christian parents let their children worship the devil at least one night out of the year. So a devil worshiping, Satan worshiping human being knows that Halloween is demonic and knows the roots and the ties to it. So us Christians, why are we slumbering? Why are we lacking in this? Why is there a lack of conviction? Because even those who don't even know the origins of this story at least have a conviction. Some have a conviction and they see it's wrong. It's wrong. So I just pray and I hope that the Christian people, the believers, will stop partaking in the things that oppose God and that doesn't show his greatness, his light, his glory. Because this holiday ain't got no glory in it. Not the Lord's glory. But thanks for being here. It's good to be here. Bless y'all. See y'all on the next one.